Hi, everyone. It's me, Dr. Stacy Betancourt, with another edition of Making Sense with Dr. Stacy. Today, we talk about trying something new. Today, I baked bread. Now, I realize that some of you will be like, who cares? I bake bread all the time, or I go to the market and buy bread. But here's the thing. Okay, I consider myself to be a pretty good baker. I've been baking since I was 5 years old. No joke. I've been baking for a long time and I'm pretty good at it. I can follow a recipe very well. I can do dump baking where it's a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and you bake it and it turns out delicious. Um, so baking, I'm not really intimidated, with the exception of bread. Now, my earlier thoughts about baking bread, it seemed like I had to do a lot of steps and go through a lot of work. So I never really wanted to take that on, but more of my friends were baking bread. And I thought, there is something to be said about homemade bread because you can control what goes into it. It's just like baked goods. If I go buy a banana bread from the store, I have no way of knowing what's been put into it. Where if I make it at home, I know exactly what's in it. The same can be said about bread. So I was very intrigued, and so I bought a bread maker. You dump the ingredients in, you turn it on, and it does its thing. And sometimes that worked. And I noticed a lot of times because of the altitude I live at, that the bread would rise beautifully. And I'd walk away and come back and peek on it as it was baking, only to find out it fell. So then when it was done, I was stuck with this big glob brick that was not bread. So I got a little intimidated and I thought, this is just not for me. I guess I'm just not going to be a bread baker. Well, I finally decided that negative self-talk doesn't help me. Just like I tell you guys, it doesn't help you. So I decided I was going to go ahead and try it. And you know what? I made two different loaves of bread, two different types of bread, and both of them turned out just fine. So this is not Dr. Stacy's baking channel, for those of you who may be wondering, but it's the idea of trying something new. Now, the thing is that I eliminated that negative thought process. I could have stuck with, I just can't bake bread, and that's the end of it. But the thing is that I tried it. I tried something new, and that was totally baking the bread homemade from scratch without the bread maker, without all the extras. I just got in and did it. And it worked out. It really did. Husband's happy. It tastes good. It's not too thick. It's just right. And the thing is that if I didn't get in there this morning and try it, I would never know if I could actually truly bake a loaf of bread or not. Now, it's not about the bread. It's the getting in and trying the something new part. Because, the thing is that I could have continued to talk myself out of doing this. I can't do it. I can't do it. And when we do that, we're really giving up on ourselves before we've really given ourselves an opportunity. And the thing is that we are going to try things and we are going to get out there and we're going to do things. And sometimes they're going to work out and sometimes they're not. And that's okay. Because it's like I've told you before, you can't keep score and you shouldn't keep score. And guess what I was doing? I was keeping score in the fact that I couldn't get this bread to work. Bread, right? So the thing is that in life, if we are not willing to put ourselves out there and trying something that's new, we never know what we're able to do. And no, I'm not saying I'm going to open up a bread bakery tomorrow, but I might. But obviously that would take a lot more training. But the thing is that by immediately trying to talk ourselves out of something, because it may seem hard, even though we would like to see if we're good at it or if it's something we want to do, but we talk ourselves out of it, then we never know what we're capable of doing, and we never know what we might be able to do for others and sharing those gifts. And the thing is that, my first marathon, I think about that. And I have done 5, and my first marathon, my time was not great at all. I mean, at all. And neither was my second one. But it takes practice, right? It's understanding what you're willing to do before you take the leap in order to have a better success. And the thing is that in life, we're so willing to just discount it. Oh, it's too hard, can't do it, gonna give up. And then when we do that, we're selling ourselves too short. So the thing is, it's not about bread and it's not about running. It's what we do to ourselves that shorten our joy by not trying things, because yeah, they might be difficult, and that's okay. So being afraid is what holds us back. And it's the fear of not reaching the level of success that we're looking for. And when we do that, it makes us very hesitant. It changes our perspective. We want to get very tight within ourselves, and we want to only do what works. But you never know what will work unless you try. So what is it that you would love to be able to do, but you've been afraid to try? Let me know, drop it in the comments. But you know what I'm going to say to that is, you never know what you're capable of doing unless you get out there and try. So challenge yourself this week. Do one thing that you've been wanting to try and you've been afraid to try, and let me know how it goes. If it works, beautiful. If it takes some practice and it's worth going after, then do it. In the meantime, I wish you all a great week. Be good to each other. Be good to yourself. Remember, we don't know what journey that people are on. So meet each individual with some grace and understanding. And remember, life is too short. So try the things that you're afraid to try, because you know what? You just might find that it's worth it. So for now, this is it. This is this week's edition of Making Sense with Dr. Stacy. I wish you all a great week. Get out there and try something different, and I'll see you next week. Take care, everyone.